you YouTube lovely people. My name is Paula. My writer's name is P.B. Moreland. Welcome to my channel, Crystal Tales and Dragon Scales. I haven't been very busy with my channel lately. I've been busy writing. So I thought I would hop on today, and on this beautiful April 19th, I believe it's the 19th today. Yep. And just update you on the progress of my book. So I posted a video a few weeks back. It was kind of hard to see, but I was so excited. I just made the video first thing in the morning by candlelight, just to let you all know that I'd finished book 5, Blue Flames Rising. This is a book it's been in progress for 10 years. And there I have a video posted on my website and also here on my YouTube channel where I talk about the sacred pause. I was in a sacred pause as well as my characters. But I finished it and I am really excited. Right now the book is in production with my self-published publisher, and I'm designing the cover and just putting the fine touches on with the editor, making sure everything is good to go before it is finally released and available for sale. And all of the information I will include in the details below this video, so you can just go right to my website where you can discover all the different options and platforms where you can purchase my book. You can purchase it in softcover or digital. I do not produce my books in hardcover. It's just not financially feasible at this time, but that's okay. It's a 6x9 softcover book, so it's a good size. It's not a small paperback. So if you don't forget to subscribe to my channel, there's a little dragon icon. Maybe it's down on this side. If you want to be alerted for any new videos, if you want to like this video, it helps my channel reach a larger audience. As I've said in previous videos, I am a small little video channel, but I always have a lot to say. My books are very mystical, and so I like to think of them as mystical fiction. However, because there's only so many ways you can put your book in a specific genre according to the Library of Congress, it is listed as fiction adventure or action adventure. But just to know, the books are very mystical. The first one was written and published in 2009, and the subsequent 4 books were published in the next 6 years after that. And this book, as I've already said, has been a long time coming, but the pause is over. The book is done. In fact, book 6, Sweet Madam Blue, I am over halfway done with that book. So the story it was sleeping. It was in a pause while I did a lot of work on myself, self-growth, a lot of shadow work, a lot of healing, a lot of moving grief and old stuck patterns. And while I was doing that, and also waking, wide awake now to the truth of all that is and what's really going on our planet, I took a big shift about 2-3 years ago, and I'm looking at the world differently, and still in love and benevolence. It's a very positive planet that we live on. We're very blessed to be here. I know, and I've always known this, that there's billions and billions of beings who wish that they could be where we are right now in human form on this planet at this time, going through ascension along with our beautiful planet Eden. And my books correlate with that. They've correlated from the beginning about my beautiful protagonist, Crystal Blue, who was born for a purpose, and her purpose is to illuminate humanity. So she's an avatar. She can walk between the realms. She's a realm walker. She's a shaman. She has a twin flame. His name is Adam, and they work together. He mostly in a shadow realm, and she is in. Sometimes she walks in the footsteps of ancient goddesses, visits these tribes, and lives their life. As a result of that, because of her very high frequency and her 12 strands of DNA that were activated, she is able to walk as the goddess and heal past traumas from that tribe. Many ancient tribes on our planet have messages. They know how to live on this planet without being influenced. We are heavily influenced in this 3D matrix that we've been in for millions of years that we're now coming out of. The veil is lifting rapidly. So these ancient tribes, with their mysticism and their ways to read the sky, read the sun, understand how to live on this planet in cohesion with all the animals and the trees and the plants, the environment. They did not have to pull oil out of the ground. However, the fact that we do pull oil out of the ground, I think we've been misinformed that it took 1 million years to produce, or to not produce, but to become oil, when that's a fallacy, maybe a couple hundred years. So we've been handed a bad script over the last, you can't count the years. And a lot of people know this. This is those people that have awakened to the truth. And if you're if you're very curious about all the activity that's happening on our planet, both above the surface and below the surface, and in our galaxy, our universe, our star system, everything is becoming more apparent. The way we were intended to live with our galactic neighbors on this planet. But as many people know, millions of years ago, a negative AI, I don't know how to say this without being shadow banned, but a negative influence came in and turned the tables. And this happened. One of the biggest influences was when Atlantis fell. Our frequency in our bodies, our DNA, fell and dropped. We went from 6-dimension living to 3-dimension. This is covered in my books. A lot of this is science, and this is history. A lot of our history has been hidden from us and changed to keep us asleep to the truth of what really is this planet. The planet has stargates, and the pyramids built on our planet, all over the planet, there are millions of them, are all near these ley lines that cross, and these nodes that are very important. The ancients knew this, but as the world evolved and these negative influences became more predominant in their technology, many people in the modern era have no idea of the amazing abilities that we have as human beings. We are very skilled, but it's kept from us because of we're a threat to this system that has been governing our planet for millions of years, and especially the last 100 years. Especially those last 100 years where every system on this planet has been heavily controlled. That's why everything is falling apart now. There is no other reason. It's because it is time for humanity to ascend. There is a prime directive, and it is time right now. We are in the window. There were other opportunities for ascension that we weren't ready for. There weren't enough people awake to hold the light that's coming in. Some call it the solar flash. Some call it the solar maximus, which is what we're in right now. So there is so much happening on our planet, and so many of you are awakening and have questions. And my books are written in a story, the greatest story ever told, the greatest event in the history of humanity. We have been on this road now since probably 1987, when, with the harmonic convergence, enough people on this planet prayed for peace and set our planet on a new course. And that's what called in the galactics. Also, if you look back in the late 1940s, all the way to the mid-1960s, when humanity was playing with nuclear energy, that was a call that went out. And a lot of starseeds, including myself, chose to come here to help keep the frequency high, keep our light high, bright, even though many forces are attempting to keep our light subdued because of our food that's been manipulated, the education system, the tax system, our religion, every system you can think of, medical, that's a big one, to keep us thinking that we are small. That's going away now. It's time for everyone to wake up and realize that we are self-sufficient in our communities. We do not need the fiat dollar. I have been investing in precious metals. I have also been learning all about different currencies and understanding that the fiat dollar is dead. It's just not caught up yet to the people that are still watching the movie, because what's really happening is that there are characters, there's actors that are playing parts in this huge grand movie that's happening that we are watching. Careful about the mainstream media. They are scripted by those negative influences to tell you something to keep you in fear. Many of us already know this. We don't watch the news. I listen to alternative sources of information to find out what's going on. And oftentimes that I have to use my discernment. I have to feel if it's right. Does that feel right to me? If it doesn't, then I move on to something else where I need to understand maybe what's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Washington, D.C., what's happening in Great Britain and Ireland, Italy right now. What happened when our commander-in-chief went to Venezuela? What really happened? Why are they going into Cuba? Is Canada really part of the United States now? Why are there 6 more stars on the flag that sits in the president's Oval Office? You have to ask these questions. If you don't ask questions and you just swallow what's being fed to you, you're going to continue being asleep, and you're going to miss all this. And you're going to be angry. And you're going to protest because you see other people protesting because of injustices. But think about what you're protesting about. Think about it. Ask other people that are maybe on the other side, why are you not agreeing with what we're protesting about? It's right now we're in a divided system, 2-party system, right and left, where that's not the way a healthy democratic, or not even democratic, a healthy republic should be set up. It should be set up by councils, in my opinion. Councils that look out for the people, not who sit in an office and have no idea that I exist. They have no idea the struggles that their constituents are going through. So, I could go on and on. However, my main point of this video today is to let you know that Blue Flames Rising, which is very, very apropos for these times. I started writing these books in 2009. And the events that I've been writing about are unfolding now because of the missed opportunities. We were supposed to have an ascension point in 2012? Well, there was a reason why we didn't go through that. That's talked about in my books, but it's not like these books aren't written talking to you. It's a story with characters. I have so many characters in my books. I have scientists. I have my protagonist. I have the antagonist, who is, I call him the Gray. And he is a very, very large being who's very negative, but he's also negative because of the grief that he carries. I have animals. I have spirit animals. I have dragons. I have goddesses. And I have the very strong masculine. I want to make sure that my books address both the feminine divine and the masculine divine. Crystal is the protagonist, as I say. Her sister Claire is a beautiful character who is, her purpose for being in the books will evolve as the books go. It doesn't really come to light until this book that I've just released. And so it doesn't get political in the book, the story. It's not political. It doesn't talk about anything negative than the systems, but what it does do is it addresses how amazing humanity is and how it's very important for us to make sure that we are aware that we have powers. This is my personal philosophy. I don't use the doctor unless I need some very minimal medical support, because I don't chase illnesses. I'm very, very healthy. I question everything. And I only bring up the medical because it's walked very far away from holistic medicine. It has just left it. So I use homeopathics. I'm holistic. I eat lots of herbs, and I pay attention to my diet. And that itself is medicine. And medicine is also meditation. And nature is medicine. So that is what we are capable of. And so just pay attention to that. Pay attention to what you're hearing in church. Pay attention to what your teachers are telling your children. Pay attention to what your bank is doing with your money. That's your money. And you think that it's your money, but it's really not when it sits in that bank. So pay attention to the media, what it's telling you. It's time to really sit up and take control of your own life. It's not easy, though, because we are entrenched in systems, in dogma, in communities that have been doing the same thing for 50, 60 years, and how they are being controlled. So it takes effort, but just a little bit, just to step out of that system and question everything. And so my books, I offer them to the public to read because I offer a lot of ancient wisdom in these books. I offer answers why maybe something is happening. So that is why I wanted to jump on today and create this video for you. And I just hope each and every one of you are healthy and happy, and know that it's all positive. Everything is really working out in a grand way. Sometimes when I say this, I make people mad. I get people angry because they are suffering and they are holding on to a lot of anger. And I will just tell you, if that is you, just do some deep breathing and go out and touch a tree. Trees they carry energy that's healing. Walk in the grass. Pay attention to the sun. Don't fear the sun. The sun is healing. We've been misinformed in every possible way about what's good for us. Usually, what we're told that's good for us is bad for us. And what we're told is bad for us is good for us. And that's what keeps humanity complacent. So just think about that. Just think about that. We are all struggling in some form or another because it's not easy to be alive right now. However, if you take small opportunities just to be grateful and count your blessings, whatever you can find to be grateful for, just take that time for yourself and love yourself. Look in the mirror and just say, I love you just as you are. We got this. Your soul is right there with you, not far away. You have a galactic family. You have guides. You have your past life characters that are still going, because time is not linear. It is not just one string and an end here. It's a loop. It's cyclical. It's multidimensional. It's quadratic formulas. So your future life, your future self, you could talk with your future self. Very important to talk to your inner child. Get to know that inner child. Let your inner child know that you've got her or him. And establish a relationship. I've told my sister and other people that my inner child used to hide in the closet. And that's really what I used to do because I love the dark. And it was quiet in there and I felt invisible in that closet. And nobody bothered me. And that's what I really longed for. I yearned for that as a little girl. And now my little girl jumps on the bed. She's eating an ice cream cone. She's holding a balloon, and she sticks her tongue out at anybody who walks in the room. And she just laughs and laughs and laughs. So that's the little girl that I always wanted to be, but I just didn't trust myself enough that if I did something like that, that my family would still love me. So it wasn't that my family caused me to act like that. It's because I was in situations where one look, unbeknownst to someone who might have looked at me when I was being silly, and I owned that look as, oh, I better stop. So it's how we perceive our world, our perceptions. And we can turn those around and we can change the past like that. So the video is going on and I want to keep this under 25 minutes. That's my goal. So I just hope that everybody's having a good day. Play well together. If you see someone on the street, just nod and smile. You never know what kind of drama or sorrow they're carrying. And they might just need that smile from you. Play well together, and namaste.